Panic and disbelief, this was a scene on Avenida Langosta in the wee hours of Saturday morning, and this was the blaze that left Caye Caulker village residents terrified. The crackling sounds of electrical wires, firefighters desperately trying to control the towering inferno, and a crowd watching in shock and frustration.
One thing I will say is that Caye Caulker is a very united island when it comes to natural disasters and disasters. The island is ready to activate and to help.
Today, the rubble has been cleared by the united community who was forced to come to terms to a devastating fire that claimed the life of Elmer Chub, a mechanic of San José village who was staying at one of the 10 apartments.
He used to work at one of the, at Nando's garage. He was a mechanic. That's what he came here to do. And I know a lot of people speak very highly of him. He was a very helpful young man and willing to do anything. Very nice person.
Later on that day, police and scenes of crime went through the area where the fire occurred, and as a result they found charred human remains. These remains were retrieved and taken to the Caye Caulker Memorial Hospital, where presently post-mortem will be scheduled on these remains.
The identity?
Well, we do not have an identity at this time. We know that one male person, one Elmer Chub, is unaccounted for, and the post-mortem examination will be conducted, and thereafter it will be determined whose remains there.
Chub was reportedly socializing with some friends and decided to retire for the night minutes before the fire broke out. At least 14 persons, including children, were displaced. 28-year-old Amini Cook and her 6-month-old baby girl, on the request of her husband, decided to leave their apartment minutes before the fire started.
My husband told me that is going to take us for the fireworks at night. So I was the one that I didn't want to leave the house. I told him I was going to sleep in the house with my baby, because my baby cry when she wants to sleep. So I told my husband, you could go, but I will stay in the house. I didn't want to go to the fireworks. So he said, I don't order my boss to rent me a golf cart. So that's why I went with him. If not, I should have damaged I shouldn't know what would happen to me.
Cook and her family lost everything, including important documents. The fire victims are being assisted by the Ministry of Human Development and NEMO. The fire destroyed a wooden 2-story commercial building which housed Nando's golf cart rentals and apartments.
Immediately, both fire trucks responded to the location along with fire personnel. Upon arriving at the scene, it was observed that Nando's golf cart rental and apartments was engulfed in flames. Fire personnel got into operation by deploying the portable pump to the rear of the island, which is approximately 2 blocks from the scene. The second fire truck was staged at the north of the crossroad section, which is approximately 100 feet away from the scene.
The blaze began attracting civilians, so in an effort to intervene and assist, rendered one of the fire trucks completely useless after it was damaged during the chaos.
The fire truck that was staged at the north crossroad section experienced mechanical failure after civilians intervened, attempting to render assistance. When the fire truck pulled up to the scene, the civilians were already out there, and I'm guessing in their enthusiasm, they started to pull the hose, they started to pull the levers, which the lever that they pulled to engage the pump to make it work, they broke it. And because there's a process, you have to pull one, push one. They pulled it too hard, broke it, and then thinking that it was engaged, they started to stomp on it with their feet, the other one. And after that, they came with a hammer, and they actually broke off maybe 2 other levers.
So that fire truck was not able to serve us of any use that night. So that was a total loss for us, since that fire truck wasn't, able to be of use for us. So what we then did was go to our bucket brigade.
Residents then lined up and a bucket brigade was in full swing. But even so, the blaze was out of control.
We started to find wells in the area. Meanwhile, the second fire truck was being stationed at the back dock where the hoses were being run to the back area of the building to diffuse the fire. I would say at least 50 to 75 people were out there. We had a water pump going as well, feeding water from one of the wells. So that in itself helped diffuse the fire.
It is believed that the fire began at the northwest corner of the apartment. The fire investigation has yet to determine the cause.
We have located where the fire started, which part of the apartment it started, but we're still determining what caused that.
The building and its contents were not insured. Hipolito, Novelo, reporting for News 5.